Tonight on the Northwestern News Report. Northwestern opens a new investigation into anti-Semitic symbols found around campus.
Plus, NU in the Epstein files, a dive into the professors who sent emails to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
And NU gets ready to elect a new ASG president, a preview of tonight's debate.
All that and more tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news
right now. Good evening and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Mila Branson.
And I'm Allison Miller. We begin tonight with a new investigation on campus. Northwestern identified a suspect believed to be responsible for recent anti-Semitic vandalism. A university spokesperson telling NNN that, quote, despicable and hateful pieces of graffiti were painted on signs across the Evanston campus, all of which were immediately removed. Northwestern and local police are using security footage and forensic evidence to determine next steps, including potential criminal charges.
Northwestern and some of its professors are referenced thousands of times in the latest batch of Epstein files released by the U.S. Department of Justice. Lily Ogburn, former editor-in-chief of the Daily Northwestern, co-founded NU newsletter The Purple Wire in December. Lily, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We know you've been combing through the Epstein files to try to make sense of these interactions. Chemistry professor Nathan Janeski, computer science professor Chris Riesbach, and late professor emeritus Roger Schenk, who we should mention passed away in 2023, all had emails with Epstein. Can you walk us through the nature of these interactions?
Yeah, absolutely. So Roger Schenk was the most substantial member that's in the Epstein files, and he's mentioned about 1,600 times. It seems that Epstein and Mr. Schenk were quite close friends based on their interactions. Schenk and him really discussed everything from science, so that was, his research related to learning sciences and AI, as well as family, doctor's appointments, and even women and girls. Schenk also introduced Epstein to Chris Riesbach, the computer science professor you mentioned. Riesbach spoke briefly with him about a coding course he helped develop. And then finally, Nathan Janeski, a chemistry professor, also communicated briefly with Epstein about his research and nanotechnology.
Got it. So why would Epstein want to correspond with Northwestern professors of all people? What's the connection there?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Epstein had sort of an affinity for academics, scientists, and tech moguls. That's why you see names like Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk in the files. And so that is why he made connections with a lot of professors and other academics. He built a close relationship with Schenk, and Schenk then introduced him to some other professors like Riesbach. And then as for why the scientists would communicate back with Epstein, Epstein had a lot of money and he was investing in research. And so these professors were likely searching for funding.
And has Northwestern acknowledged these interactions?
A university spokesperson told us that they are aware of the professor's inclusion in the Epstein files, but they have no further comment.
Got it. Thank you so much, Lily, for your reporting.
Thank you.
Northwestern Associated Student Government candidates will debate tonight at 8, live on the Northwestern News Network and the Daily Northwestern's Instagram pages. The Daily's Josh Singer and NNN's own Victoria Ryan are moderating. Victoria joins us from the newsroom as she's wrapping up some debate prep. Victoria, thanks for taking a quick break from debate work to speak with us. What are some of the topics that we should have our eye out for tonight?
Thanks, Allison. I'm out here in the newsroom preparing for the ASG presidential debate tonight. There are 4 tickets campaigning for ASG president, and we will have a representative from each of the 4 tickets here in the studio. You can join us live, doors open at 7:30, and watch in person, or you can tune in from our Instagram Live or the Daily's Instagram Live. We're going to have some questions submitted from us, from the Daily, and from ASG that students submitted themselves. So this is definitely something all Northwestern students should be tuning into.
And it's no secret that many students on campus don't really pay attention to ASG elections, let alone this debate. Why should students care?
Yeah, totally. So the student activity fee that you pay each quarter as part of your tuition bill actually goes toward ASG, and they take that money and proportion it among the student clubs and organizations. So it's definitely important to be tuning in tonight, because whoever wins ASG president will have control of that money and be able to proportion it among the groups. So definitely something to pay attention to.
Thanks, Victoria. The debate will stream live tonight starting at 8 on both NNN and the Daily's Instagrams. Tune in online or attend in person right here on the 4th floor of the McCormick Foundation Center. After the break, a look at some of the cultural celebrations from around campus this past week. We'll be right back.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, go!
Several NU organizations held cultural events across campus this past week. NNN sent reporters to 3 of them, starting with Mega Shabbat. A centuries-old tradition took over Ryan Fieldhouse Friday night, bringing hundreds together. Neha Yadavali has the story.
Mega Shabbat Shalom!
Shabbat is a weekly day of rest in the Jewish tradition, beginning Friday at sundown.
It dates back to the Bible and the Torah and when God created the earth, that he created the earth in 6 days and on the 7th day he rested.
Traditionally, Shabbat is marked by sharing a meal.
There's a lot of ritual aspects, blessing over the wine, blessing over the challah bread, which is traditional for Shabbat for Jews. But there's also communal aspects of sitting down for a meal.
At Northwestern, that weekly tradition is celebrated on a much larger scale.
This is the largest gathering of the Jewish community for a Shabbat, for a Friday night dinner during the year.
This year's Mega Shabbat filled Ryan Fieldhouse with students and faculty. The event has evolved with time and increased participation.
We started Mega Shabbat, I think, 14 years ago. It originated in Allison Hall, in the dining room there. We outgrew it, and we moved to Norris.
The expansion went beyond size.
Mega Shabbat is an event for all students, not just Jewish students. We want to share the culture with many different students.
For students involved in planning, the night is about bringing people together.
We're grateful that we have this beautiful space and we're able to fill it to the best of our ability and really have a blast.
And dinner is served with a view.
Being able to finish and see the sunset over the lake and then being able to settle in and have a beautiful space to celebrate Shabbat with is very meaningful, and just being able to share it with so many people of the Northwestern campus and beyond is just such an amazing experience.
It's a night all about connection. Neha Yadavali, Northwestern News Network.
Featuring over 200 performers with 12 different acts, Northwestern's South Asian Student Association held their annual cultural show this past Saturday in Kahn Auditorium, titled Crazy Rich Daisies. We sashayed backstage with NNN's Lucy Yao to watch the skits, songs, and dance numbers fall into place.
These daisies aren't just rich, they're crazy rich. Whether in talent, in culture, or in community, Northwestern South Asian Student Association, or SASA, brings together people across the country for their annual 2-hour cultural show.
Every year, the show features 5 on-campus South Asian performance groups, 4 class dances, and 1 guest performance.
It's probably the biggest day for the community as a whole, and I think there isn't a day like this where everyone else ever sort of comes together, so it's a special day for sure.
Pulling inspiration from Bollywood films, the group's organized numbers fit with elaborate themes and decorated props.
All of these teams have been preparing a lot for the show. It's pretty much what their entire winter quarter, if not fall quarter also, is spent preparing for.
Between the dance numbers though, Sasa also brought in a nostalgic surprise for this year's guest performance. Carnatic music. It's a subgenre of Indian classical music from South India, typically using a set trio of instruments plus a tambura, which is a drone in the background.
Your goal as a violinist is to try to sound as close to the human voice as possible, and the drummer will play whatever they feel fits into the song. There's no written music for any of this. We actually haven't rehearsed together as a group until today.
The show is a result of hours of work put in by student performers and organizers.
I think a big bulk of the work is communication with the teams that are performing. It's a very long day. People are there from 10 a.m. or even earlier all the way until the end of the show, which will start at 7 p.m. and end maybe around 9.
In the end, planners say the best part of show day is celebrating.
I made it a big point of emphasis that we should have some sort of backdrop or something just for the performers.
The best part is going through photos afterwards with my friends, seeing everyone's teams, everyone having a good time.
A festivity of Northwestern South Asian community, showcased for all to see. Lucy Yao, Northwestern News Network.
Asian student associations across Northwestern teamed up to host a Lunar New Year party this week. NNN's Grace Huang checked out the celebration.
Northwestern's Chinese, Korean, and Hong Kong student groups took over Norris on Saturday to celebrate Lunar New Year.
Probably the intermittent conversations, because we have a lot of stations and activities, right? But really all of it fundamentally, underlyingly, is just to get to know each other better.
Students handing out traditional and modern East Asian treats as rewards for playing cultural games.
I think there's a few things that you don't get to eat all the time, but you get to indulge during these times.
According to Time magazine, around 2 billion people celebrate Lunar New Year across the world. Students say events like these help ease homesickness.
It's gotten sort of easier. I just come here just to sort of see everyone's faces because it makes me hopeful that a lot of people are here celebrating it with each other.
And the groups say students of all backgrounds can join in on the fun this year. The official holiday falls on Tuesday, February 17th.
I think Lunar New Year is big for everyone just to get a taste of our culture. So for people who, might not normally celebrate it, I would say you're definitely welcome.
Northwestern's East Asian community taking pride in heritage. Grace Wong, Northwestern News Network.
The next event these Asian affinity groups will host together is Celebrasia, a cultural variety show on March 13th.
Pivoting from cultural celebrations to technological innovations, here's what NU researchers have been working on in this week's Under the Microscope. Cooling technology is heating up as a new discovery could make way for miniaturized refrigeration. An analysis by McCormick professor Matthew Grayson discovered a way to convert heat into electricity and then into cooling power with positive and negative charges. This breakthrough allows for the development of compact cooling devices for electronics, such as computer chips.
New research out of McCormick finds a group of materials could allow future computer chips to be faster and more efficient. The study found how certain metallic compounds were able to conduct electricity more efficiently at smaller scales than copper, which is used in today's computer chips. More effective conductive materials might allow artificial intelligence and cloud computing to use less energy.
And using, quote, bad cholesterol to fight heart disease, a recent study found a potentially safer and more effective treatment to cardiovascular disease, the world's leading cause of death. This new method uses low-density lipoproteins, or LDL cholesterol, which are linked to artery plaque buildup, to directly target the inflammation that worsens heart disease. Ongoing research is looking to refine this method and see if it can treat other forms of inflammation. And that's all for this week's Under the Microscope. Coming up, how long will the warmer temperatures stick around? A look at this week's weather report next.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back. It's been a cold week so far, but not quite as cold as those absolutely frigid temperatures we were dealing with a couple weeks ago.
Yes, oh my gosh, the cold has been brutal this quarter, but at least it was a little bit warmer today. I mean, the snow around my apartment is melting. It's finally getting to be like almost those spring temperatures. All right, and guess what? Chief Meteorologist Emmanuel Perez-Martinez is here with us in the studio to give us the rundown on just how warm it's going to get in the next few days. Emmanuel.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely been a lot more colder than usual, and this week it'll feel more mild, and next week it'll feel like summer-like temperatures. Currently, it is 39 degrees with partly cloudy conditions with winds coming from the northwest. For the rest of the night, we have a slight increase in winds, allowing for those temperatures to go from the upper 30s into the lower 30s by midnight. Looking at our temperatures across the area, we're all experiencing a slight increase in temperatures. It is 39 degrees here in Evanston, 38 in downtown Chicago, and 37 degrees in Elgin, and 39 in Naperville. Looking at a wide shot of our regional weather radar, we have a high pressure system to the west and a low to the east. This is allowing for those winds and those clouds to be pulled down by this cold front that passed by earlier in the morning. Onto our 5-day forecast. A warming trend is noticeable as we head into the weekend, starting off on Wednesday with clear and sunny conditions with a high of 36. Thursday, those clouds return with a high of 37. Then the weekend will be opened up by a beautiful high of 45 degrees with sunny conditions. Then on Saturday, Valentine's Day, we'll start off with clear conditions, then turning into overcast skies with a high of 46. Then on Sunday, those mixed precipitation chances return with us with a high of 45.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Speaking of temperatures, Northwestern lacrosse is off to a hot and cold start to the season. Fresh off a victory over number 3 Boston College on Friday night, the second-ranked Wildcats look to defend home turf in a matchup with the Buffaloes of Colorado. Despite a valiant effort from senior Maddie Taylor to tie the game in the waning seconds, the Cats could not overcome a Colorado surge to take the lead 10-9. Cats endured their first unranked loss since a road defeat to Penn State in 2024. They look to clean things up against the top 20 ranked Black Knights of Army on Wednesday.
If you spent the past few weeks dining around the city, you may have taken part in Chicago Restaurant Week. At an end, Chelsea Robinson is in studio with a look at how the annual event brought Chicago's food scene together.
Chicago Restaurant Week wrapped up its 19th year this winter, the 17-day celebration of the city's diverse and award-winning dining scene this year. Over 550 restaurants across Chicago and the surrounding suburbs took part. Produced by Choose Chicago, the city's official tourism organization, Restaurant Week highlighted cuisines from around the world, from Persian and Ethiopian to hot pot Italian and Latin flavors. The event showcased just how global Chicago's food scene is. Diners were able to enjoy special set-price menus with brunch and lunch priced at $30 and dinner options at $45 or $60, making it easier to try new restaurants or revisit old favorites. Chicago Restaurant Week kicked off with First Bites Bash at the Field Museum, an all-inclusive tasting event featuring food and drink from some of the city's top restaurants. That kickoff also previewed what was to come, including new and first-time participants like Nadu, an Indian restaurant from a Michelin star chef, and Cafe Yaya, a popular all-day spot in Lincoln Park. Diners could search for restaurant options on the Choose Chicago website, filtering by cuisine, neighborhood, price, and dietary needs, making it easy to dine with friends or explore new parts of the city. Beyond the deals, the event helps spotlight local and diverse-owned businesses, from neighborhood favorites to high-end dining destinations. And for those looking to keep exploring Chicago's cultural scene, Chicago Theater Week is now underway, offering discounted tickets to shows across the city until February 15th.
Chelsea, thank you for that breakdown. Chicago rolled in hundreds of new wheels at its annual auto show. NNN's Philip Lamb got an inside look on one motor trend that's gripping everyday asphalt.
The atmosphere is electric, literally. This year's auto show featuring electric vehicles from household names, from Toyota and Ford to Jeep and Dodge.
We really started to see the momentum last year. A lot of that actually carried into this year.
Even an electric school bus.
Parents, health, and school officials are happy that kids riding electric buses won't be exposed to asthma-inducing diesel fumes.
The auto industry going full throttle to make EVs more affordable and accessible. The state's largest electric utility provider, ComEd, announcing a $70 million rebate this year to help cover residential charger installations and EVs bought by businesses. It's part of Illinois' goal to roll out 1 million EVs by 2030.
It really is real. I got a $35,000 rebate for my vehicle.
I've spoke with automakers, and many of them are saying that there's still a long road ahead when it comes to scaling infrastructure responsible for this expanding EV fleet. These are things like charging time, charging stations, and of course, mileage.
I think some companies went all in on EVs, and now they're pulling back a little because range anxiety is a real thing.
Automakers attributing that to a lack of at-home charging stations.
People that have apartments or houses without a place to plug, I don't think an EV could be their answer.
Automakers also announcing new safety features. This year's auto show chair Jason Roberts says he hopes to educate and encourage drivers to use these features, some of which are optional under state law.
If you start to venture into another lane, the seat may buzz or it may pull you back into your lane. And people may, consider that a hindrance, but it's actually meant to keep you safe.
And with the rebates, one potential avenue to driving down purchase and installation costs for consumers. Reporting in Chicago, Philip Lamb, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Philip. The Chicago Auto Show will run from now until February 16th at McCormick Place. You can find tickets and showtimes on their website. After the break, an original student film wraps production. An inside look coming up in 2 minutes.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at LAS Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
A few students found a funny way to dodge the cold this weekend. NNN's Jonas Calderon-Blum caught up with the team behind the student film Stand Up.
Kira Lamarise has been waiting for this moment since she arrived at Northwestern 3 years ago.
I've been on a lot of other sets, I'm in assistant director roles, associate producer roles, but this is my first time directing.
This fourth-year RTVF student is one of 12 undergrads selected to turn their original scripts into full films. Her project, Stand Up,
follows Julia, who is a stand-up comedian, and she begins to realize that the stuff that she says in her stand-up bits is coming back into her life.
Third-year Natalie May plays Julia.
I think it has a really fun message, which is just, in my eyes, just sort of about the importance of failing sometimes.
May says the film finds humor in every part of life, even mistakes.
That makes us more funny, interesting people, and that's a message I can really get behind, so I'm happy to be a part of it.
And much like her character, May is stepping into something new.
This is my first time acting in a film to this level, not just being an extra, so I'm definitely getting used to the process, but it's been a lot of fun seeing how everything works and getting a chance to act in this way.
For Lamarise, the goal is sharing what the entire team has built together.
So it premieres at the end of the year at the senior directing premiere, so come out and see it.
Student filmmakers learning by doing and finding comedy along the way. Jonas Calderon-Blum, Northwestern News Network.
The crew spent the last 2 weekends filming and wrapped on Sunday, with the senior directing premiere scheduled for early June. So Allison, have you seen any movies recently?
See, I'm thinking about seeing the new Wuthering Heights movie, but I haven't read the book first, so I feel like I should read the book before I see the movie.
I get that too. I really want to go see it. I feel like it's the perfect lead up to Valentine's Day.
Absolutely, and I love books from around that period. Frankenstein was written around the same time.
Yes,
fantastic book,
that's a classic.
fantastic movie as well. There's a lot of versions, but yes.
100%. And that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us for this week's Northwestern News Report. I'm Mila Branson.
And I'm Allison Miller. Stick around for the 2026 ASG Presidential Debate tonight at 8, streaming live on NNN and the Daily Northwestern Instagram pages. Have a good night.